Welcome to Stalker, episode 18. I'm your host, Adolfo Frond. We attend the San Francisco NewTech meetup to speak with Anthony Eden, CTO and co-founder of Chimp. Check out the swag.
My name is Anthony Eden. I'm the CTO of Chimp, and to put it simply, Chimp is one place to put all of your stuff online, your content, your contacts, as well as your personal profiles. And all of this is on top of a domain that you own that we give to you for free. So for example, I'm Anthony.mp, and the cool thing about it is I can show you a profile that's got special stuff on it just for you once we become friends on Chimp, so I can actually protect bits of information that I only want certain people to see. I can also pull in all my stuff from Twitter and Facebook and Flickr, as well as RSS feeds, and then I can pull in all my contacts from things like Gmail and Facebook and Twitter as well. And the idea is to put you in control of your social network and in control of all of your stuff, as opposed to some company out there.
You know, I thought, oh, this is just another sort of streaming type of, live streaming type of application, and oh, okay, I'm going to put in my Twitter information, I'm going to put in my whatever, information, they're going to see my updates, and I thought that was it. The demo was fantastic, because now I realize that this can be my, as you said, sort of like my presentation of who I am, and I can control what it is. Another really cool aspect that I like is the OpenID sort of side of it. Can you elaborate on some of the other features as well?
Sure, exactly. Well, you mentioned the OpenID, so by having your own domain, so for example, Anthony.mp, that becomes my OpenID that I can use on any website that actually accepts OpenID. And the really neat thing about that is if the website actually accepts these special things called SREG or attribute exchange, I can sign up for that website without having to enter any information. So basically all I give is my OpenID, I'm signed up, and I start using it. The other stuff we do are things like email forwarding. So for example, you could be me at adolfo.mp, and you can forward that over to some other email address. So it basically becomes basically a vanity email address that you can send stuff through. Let's see, what else can you get in it? You can also have your internal dashboard, so you can bring in feeds that you maybe don't want to share with everybody, but that are related to you. And we've got a whole bunch of really cool stuff in the works that's going to really help you search through all of the stuff that's out there that's about you, and basically give you an environment that you control, where you can look at this stuff and then decide what you want to publish and to whom you want to publish it. And that's the key, is making sure that you're in control, as opposed to somebody else, some other company being in control. This is your brand. This is your stuff. That's what we want it to be about.
Can I create my own segments of who can see what?
Yeah, exactly. So right now, the way that it works is that you can take any one of your contacts and you can give them tags. So for example, I could give you the tag of friend, okay? And then I can go inside of my profile and I can say my friends are the only people that can see my personal phone number, for example. And what that does is when you're logged in, you get to see that phone number, but nobody else does unless I've actually said they're a friend. And right now we do basically one public level of granularity, which means this is stuff I want to show to everybody. But we also do one that says only my contacts. So this is anybody that is on Chimp that's in my contacts. And then the third level is I can totally customize this by giving it tags. And like I said, we're working on some really cool stuff. Like right now, you have essentially one profile for certain things, like your picture and your background. We're going to take that the next step, and we're going to let you create personas. So you can have your public Adolfo, you can have your work Adolfo, you can have your friends Adolfo, and you can totally customize all the different pieces that are on there, including which services, for example, might show up on there. You don't want to have your Twitter feed necessarily on your business profile, so you don't have to show it on there.
Let's say Adolfo.mp is gone. I own Adolfo.com. What happens to me?
So at the moment right now, you can't use it, but we're changing that up in probably the next 2 releases. I'm not sure exactly, but within the next month or 2, we're going to put out a release that's going to let you point any domain over to the Chimp system. We'll give you simple instructions on how to change the DNS to make it point to it, and then you can start using that domain, because quite frankly, we want this to be something that's not just limited to the .mp domain, but any domain. And it goes the other way too. Let's say after a few months you decide, Chimp's just not for me, but I really love my domain name. You're going to be able to take it with you. You're going to be able to convert it to a paid registration and treat it just like any other domain. And that's really cool, because it gives you control over your identifier, and it makes it portable, which is really something you need.
If people have feedback, how do they reach you guys?
Oh, see, that's awesome. We use this really cool service.
Do you care?
Oh, I love feedback. I tell you what, so as a CTO, there's nothing that makes me happier. Even if it's bad feedback, I love it when people tell us what they want. And what we do is we use this really cool service called Get Satisfaction. One of the things we're trying to do is we're trying to prove and be an open company for everybody, which means it's your data, it's your comments, it's your discussion with us. It's yours. It's not ours.
Where are you guys based out of?
Oh, so that's another cool thing. We're actually based out of Honolulu. We have an office right down near Waikiki, not too far from it.
What gave you guys the idea to start this whole thing?
Well, I mean, bottom line when it came down to is we realized that what a beautiful thing having this TLD was. And we said, what can we do with it that benefits the Marianas Pacific Islands, that benefits the people that get it, and that benefits the people that own the company. And this is what we've come up with. We've created a platform where it puts people in control of their own stuff, and that to us is actually a cause. And we really believe that this is something that hopefully people will get behind, and we believe that it's a powerful cause because really you should be in control of your stuff.
So is it open to the public now? What does it cost to use? What's the business model?
So we're in private beta right now, and what that means is that you have to have a code to get in and get your domain. What we're trying to do is we don't want to flood yet until we can figure out how to make it the best service that we can and get feedback from our early adopters like yourself. So that's why we've limited the number of people who can get in. Now it's free. So getting your own personal domain is free. The business model is essentially this: commercial usage of the domain, you have to pay for it on a yearly basis, $20 per domain to register it. You can register as many of those commercial domains right now by going to get.mp. So if you have a business and you want to actually register the commercial stuff, you can go do that. And in the future, we'll let you convert, it's going to come up very soon, convert your chimp domain over to a paid domain if you decide to go away. But that's the bottom line. We've got a domain that we want to have. Everybody should have their own domain for the personal use, and then allow people to buy it for commercial use.
What's the roadmap?
Okay, so in the near term, our biggest things are, one, to continue making it look beautiful. We're also working really hard to improve the user experience so that you can get instructions on finding what you need to do and really understand what your chimp site can do for you. So we've been focusing a lot on that type of stuff. In addition, we have some little tweaks that we've been doing as well, and then the next big thing really is going to be that multiple personas. I mean, that's going to be key because it's going to simplify the notion of having different faces, be able to show different things to different people in a way that's understandable. So those are the near-term things, and we've got some amazing stuff coming in the longer term, a few months down the road, but I don't want to let anything out of the bag yet.
What's this all running on? What's the architecture, infrastructure? What are you guys developing this in?
Right, so we develop all of the front-end stuff in Ruby on Rails. We run it on top of Thin, which is a server implementation that's basically event-driven, and then all of that is hosted inside of Amazon EC2, S3, and we also use SQS for message queuing as well. Now we're moving some of our technologies over to different languages, like for example, a lot of the back-end processes are going to be using Python, for example. We're pretty language agnostic. We try to use the best tool for the job. Database on the back-end is Postgres, which we love, but the key really to all of this is building it on top of the Amazon platform, because what that does is it gives us the freedom to grow and shrink as necessary, and it's really been easy for us to use. So we actually have no hardware when it comes to server hardware, zero. And to me, that's a huge benefit for any startup.
Are you guys privately funded, or who's the backing here?
Yeah, we're privately funded.
Oh, nice.
That's what it comes down to.
So what's your view on the economy and that whole thing, maybe the impact?
So,
what are you thinking on that?
right, so my impression has been that we're going to make some small changes, but we are, as we pointed out, we're funded. We're well funded. We're doing okay for that. We're going to continue forward with the plan that we've always had, which is to give everybody that free domain. And we're just going to weather it, I think, like a lot of other companies are. And yeah, we may have to change strategies a little bit sometimes, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to get through this unscathed, relatively unscathed. If you want to get a hold of me, it's really easy. Go to anthony.mp. You can email me from there. I actually put my Skype up there, although really, if everybody starts Skyping me, I'm going to take it off. Or if you have feedback on the Chimp platform, you can also just go to getsatisfaction/chimp, and you can start giving feedback right there as well. If you want to keep an eye out for what we're doing, go to blog.chimp, so blog.chi.mp, and we update that on a regular basis and let everybody know where we're going to be at and what we're doing.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time. Hey, really nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. All right.
What we're trying to do...